Okay, just checking OBS to make sure everything is running alright. Okay, so good morning or good evening everyone. Okay, my name is David and as usual I'll be your host for today. So is your day coming along? Okay, so for today, okay, before we start, okay, if you haven't noticed, alright, Stars is finally available for purchase, or at least the alpha version is. Okay, so at the moment we have 37 people who wants more playable characters, 28 for more enemies, worlds and bosses, and it seems like we have the most amount of people who wants local co-op to be added to Stars. Okay, so I would like to thank everyone who has supported and purchased Stars on the first 2 days, and please continue to tell your friends too. Okay, and Stars is also on Steam Greenlight. So if you are on Steam, please make sure to vote yes as well. Alright. Okay, so let's get to today's focus, which is adding that new ability, that fourth ability for Stars. Okay. So let's go to Photoshop. Okay, so for the fourth ability, okay, it will not result in enemies getting burned in purple pinkish flames, but okay, it will be more of a invisible or purplish force or force wave that will push enemies away, or rather away from a single point. Right, so imagine this is the projectile that you shoot out over here. Okay, once it lands and bounces, after a few times it will explode, but what comes out is a force that will push enemies to hit walls or any nearby tiles and take damage. Of course, if you are nearby, you will be affected as well. Okay, so that is the trade-off. Okay, but the good thing about it is that you can use it to deal damage to multiple enemies within an enclosed area at once. Alright, so this is the projectile, so we might need a sprite for the waves. Okay, let's see. Alright, so this can be something like the wave, but it has to be bigger. Okay, so what we can do is to drag and drop this over here. And scale it up. And we'll bring it back so that it becomes something like this. Okay, if it doesn't seem big enough, okay, let's make it bigger. Okay, maybe 256. Alright, 256 might be too big. Okay, so let's try 184. Okay, we might need to stick with 256. Okay, so the wave will appear from within the projectile. And it will start from here when it's small and slowly scale up to this. And when it does so at a very fast speed, and as it is doing so, okay, enemies will be pushed out of it. So if an enemy is here, it will be pushed to the left, and if an enemy is on the right, it will be pushed to the right. Something like, you can think of it as an invisible force pushing them towards all directions, away from the center of the projectile. Alright. Okay, we can also have 3 different ways. Okay, 256. Okay, so look at the right side, or look at the zoom out version. Okay, where the projectile is at the center. And the waves are surrounding it. Okay. Okay, so we'll use this, but when we export the image, we will scale it up to 256 times 256. Okay, let's see if we can divide by 4. Alright. So this might be 48 times 48. Okay, looks like 48 times 48 is still too big. Let's try 32 times 32. Okay, if you are wondering what I'm doing, I'm designing the sprites that you will see displayed for the 4th ability. Alright, so we'll use 32 times 32. Okay, animations. Alright, so now we need a name for our 4th ability. Okay, so during our previous live stream session, we came up with a bunch of names over here. Alright, so we are going to choose one of these, or we won't. Okay, checking OBS. Alright, so the 4th ability is something like a wave. Or something like a force that you can see. Okay, so the reason we are changing to this from the huge explosion that you saw last session was because if we stick with the huge explosion, okay, it will be most likely associated with the fireball. And so if it's a new ability that might be somewhat related to fireball, okay, you might think that it should be a power up version of fireball, which it really isn't. Okay, so we don't want that to happen, which is why it doesn't have anything to do with burning and explosion anymore. Okay, which is why for this new ability, okay, it will be more like a force pushing effect. Hey Rusty Gear Bucket, welcome to the channel. How's your day coming along? Alright, so right now we are working on Stars, which is a roguelike Star-Chasing Platformer. Okay, where everything is random. The stages are randomly generated, and death is permanent, which makes it a lot more challenging. Okay, so we are going to make sure that we come up with a good name for this new ability. Hey, welcome back Rusty Gear Bucket. Okay, we are working on a roguelike star-chasing platformer called Stars, where you have to find the stars of records. Okay, but along the journey you'll be challenged by enemies and bosses. And the main objective, or rather throughout the game, you'll be collecting stars which will empower you with abilities. So the stages of the game are randomly generated and death is permanent. Okay, so for today's session we are working on a new ability for your character, or rather your characters, as regardless of which character you play, you will be able to use this ability. Okay, so for now we'll stick with Impulse. Okay, so we'll save this as Impulse Wave. Okay, next we'll need to save the projectile itself. Okay, which is, let's see where it is. Okay, which is this small little circular / cubish looking pinkish sprite. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Okay, looks like 24 times 24 is rather huge. So we'll decrease it further. Let's try 20 times 20. Alright, let's go with 16 times 16. Okay, I'm sure 16 times 16 will fit, since this thing is rather small. Alright, so 16 times 16 fits. Okay, so impulse 0. Okay, we'll save this, or rather, we'll resave this over here. Impulse underscore wave. Okay, so now that we have the sprites, okay, we can export them. Okay. Alright, but for the impulse wave, we will, okay, let's see, 2, 5, 6. Okay, so this is rather small. Yep. So for the wave that you will see, okay, we will export a special 256 version. So now it becomes huge. Alright, so now we can copy and paste it into the game's project directory. Okay, sprites, attacks. And for the projectile, we'll use the normal version, which is the smallest one. Okay, maybe we'll use the retina version instead. Okay, we'll use the retina version. Oh. Replace. Okay, looks like we copied the wrong thing. Okay, so from this, it will become this. Okay, and now we can go back to Unity to add the new ability and how the animation will play out. Okay, so we'll call it impulse. Okay, let me keep my tablet first.